This is an event. The mayor says, look, we need to try and live as normally as possible while also being safe. Everyone's masked, everyone's vaccinated. What's the problem with that?
Well, look, I understand people want to celebrate. They're desperate to turn the page on this difficult year. But this is a really perilous moment for the city, as much as any time since the spring of 2020. We had 44,000 cases in New York City yesterday and a positivity rate of almost 1 in 4. So any group of people you gather with, you have to assume someone there is positive. And to have tens of thousands of people coming into Times Square from around the region and pre-parties and after-parties, I think it's just too many opportunities for Omicron to spread. But again, I understand the desire to celebrate. This is a special moment. People have been waiting all year. So I'm not going to judge too harshly, but I just want to remind people that this is still a time to hunker down if you can.
And that's such a valid point. Absolutely right. But I mean, we look at it, is it a slippery slope here? I mean, like last night at the Barclays, the Nets packed the house. You got 16,000 people inside. Maybe they have masks on, maybe they don't. They're yelling, they're screaming. Are we talking about shutting down some things like that if we were sort of going according to the way of thinking that you're talking about here?
It might come to that. I think what we're all watching is our hospitals. And until now, while we've seen an incredible number of cases every day, hospitalizations have not been rising as fast, but that might be starting to change because hospital numbers are increasing now more quickly to the point where some hospitals are slowing down on elective procedures. And that's when it really impacts the overall health of the city. So I think we have to protect our medical system. And if it looks like it's in danger, we're going to have to consider some limitations on larger events. Not quite there yet, but we're watching closely.
Yeah, certainly so. I know that DOE is going forward with in-person learning next week. A lot of those kids not vaccinated, but they're not canceling that. So what's your take on that, if that is allowed, compared to this New Year's Eve celebration where everyone that has to be there, 15,000 of them, has to be vaccinated and wear a mask?
Well, a celebration like New Year's, that's discretionary. But school really is incredibly important. So you want to make that the last thing that you have to cancel. Having said that, I would like to see more protections in place, especially more testing. In Washington, D.C., they're requiring a negative test of everybody to return to school post-vacation. I would like to see that here. And also going forward, I'd like to see a weekly test for everybody in the building, students and staff, vaccinated and unvaccinated. What we have in New York City now is a more limited random sample plan. So I would like to see testing used more aggressively so that we can keep kids safe in their classrooms.
Yeah, good idea as well. I want to ask you, though, you just tweeted out yesterday who's filling up the hospitals in NYC as Omicron surges, and you said the answer is still the unvaccinated. So what are you planning to do in terms of mitigating that with people that are still hesitant to take the vaccine?
Yeah, for all the news we're hearing about breakthrough cases with Omicron, let's remember that key fact. You are 32 times more likely to land in the hospital in New York City if you are unvaccinated. So for those who have not taken that life-saving step, we have to do more. And that's particularly true for young people. We're behind on vaccinating ages 5 to 11. And unfortunately, we are seeing more kids land in the hospital. I'd like to see vaccination done regularly in every school building on a consistent basis. Let's park vans out front of all the elementary schools as one way to incentivize. And what the mayor-elect, Eric Adams, very smartly said in his plan yesterday is that he's going to explore requiring vaccination for school children as well at a later time, as we do for many other vaccines. So we know that these mandates work, and it's probably going to be necessary to consider it. But the message has to continue to be vaccination is your best tool, even in Omicron. So please protect yourself and your family. Get those shots.
And Mr. Levine, one last question here maybe. You were supportive of Eric Adams' decision to keep that private vaccine mandate in place for businesses. Does it go far enough? There are a lot of people talking now that the booster shot should also be part of the actual consideration of the vaccine mandate. Is that a possibility here?
Yes, I thought the mayor-elect's plan that he put out yesterday was very strong, including a commitment to mandates because they're working so well. I do think that ultimately, actually very soon, we have to redefine what it means to be fully vaccinated. That we have to say clearly, you must be boosted to be fully vaccinated. Maybe we would start applying that in sensitive places like healthcare settings, but eventually roll it out more broadly. And the mayor-elect committed to looking at that, which I was very happy to see. Ultimately, that is, I think, the future of this vaccine, which is typical of all vaccines. Often you need 3 shots or more. That's the way you can give people maximum protection.
No easy answers on any of this stuff.
All right. Thank you, Manhattan Borough President-elect Mark Levine. Wishing you a happy and healthy new year.
Happy New Year, guys. Stay safe. Be well.